Know someone in your life celebrating a birthday? They deserve to feel truly celebrated. That's what 1-800-Flowers has helped people do for 50 years, turning everyday gestures into meaningful moments of connection. And this April, during their 50th birthday celebration event, when you buy one bouquet, get a second bouquet 50% off. Celebrate more birthdays with our 50th birthday event all April long at 1-800-Flowers.com/podcast. Buy one bouquet, get a second bouquet 50% off at 1-800-Flowers.com/podcast.
Picture this. You're sitting at your kitchen table. It's about 11 p.m. You got your laptop open. The kids, they're finally asleep. And you got your college degree hanging up on the wall. You know the one I'm talking about, the one your parents are so very proud of. You landed that corporate job that everyone else said you should want. And yet, here you are, moving money between bank accounts, hoping the mortgage payment clears before your paycheck hits. Meanwhile, your neighbor next door just pulled into their driveway in their brand new Tesla, or whatever car you would prefer. The same neighbor that you know barely graduated high school and started selling stuff online from their garage 3 years ago. And here's what's really going to mess with your head. Daniel Goleman's research shows that people with average IQs outperform those with the highest IQs 70% of the time. Yeah, 70%. You heard that right. Those perfect credit scores you've been building, the people maxing out their credit cards are often the smartest ones in the room. If you've ever wondered why your brilliant mind isn't translating into an equally brilliant bank account, you're about to discover an uncomfortable truth that just might set you free.
The Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
What is up? What is up? What the hell is up, my Dark Horse friends and family? Welcome back to another episode of the Dark Horse Entrepreneur AI Escape Plan, where we break free from the grind, share some AI-powered tips and side hustle strategies, and of course, support my amazing parents out there chasing freedoms like modern-day trailblazers. If you know someone that's dreaming of ditching the grind, but still makes time for bedtime stories and snuggle time, please go ahead and forward this episode to them. So we're going to be talking about the intelligence trap that's keeping my smart parents poor and why your biggest asset might also be your biggest liability. So there's 3 things I want you to come away with here today. First, I'm going to show you the shocking research revealing why your IQ has almost zero relationship to your wealth, and the 3 psychological traps that turn intelligence into a financial liability. Second, you're going to discover the dumb strategies that consistently outperform sophisticated planning, including why the Wright brothers, those guys, the airplane guys, why they succeeded where brilliant engineers failed. And then third, I'm going to give you 3 practical frameworks to harness your intelligence without letting it paralyze you, so you can finally turn your smarts into side hustle success. So, as always, here's an uncomfortable truth I don't think anyone wants to tell you. Your intelligence is probably the biggest obstacle between you and your financial freedom. And the sooner you accept this, the sooner you can start making some real money, the money you really want. Let me tell you about, let's call her Jessica, not the avatar Jessica that we have for this show, but a real woman, right? I coached a while back. She had a PhD in biochemistry, Fortune 500 company, 6-figure salary. The woman could explain molecular structures that would make your head spin. But when it came to starting her side hustle, no, she was completely paralyzed. She spent 8 months researching the quote-unquote perfect business model. She built spreadsheets comparing 17 different opportunities. She read like 43 books on entrepreneurship. She created detailed financial projections for scenarios that might happen in year 3. Meanwhile, her neighbor, let's call her Sarah, worked part-time at a daycare with a high school diploma. Maybe even Sarah started selling handmade jewelry on Etsy. No business plan, no market research, just listed her first piece, made it, and started learning from real customers and real customer data. 8 months later, while Jessica was still perfecting her business plan, Sarah was generating $47,000 in revenue and hired her first employee. The difference? Sarah didn't know enough to talk herself out of just getting started. And this is not an isolated case. Jay Zagorski from Ohio State University analyzed data from the National Longitudinal Survey of Youth and found something that should terrify just about every overthinker out there. And I've spent the past 2 episodes talking about my overthinkers out there because I know you're there. I'm one of them. IQ explains only 9% of income variance. That's a mere 2.4% of wealth accumulation. That's the only gap. Think about that. If you have an IQ of 130 versus someone who has an IQ of, say, 100, you'll earn about $6,000 to $8,000 more than them per year. That's it. but the advantage gets completely wiped out by one critical flaw that plagues all my smart parent entrepreneurs out there. They think too damn much. Yeah. This will be episode 3 on my overthinkers, and hopefully this one will get you over the hump. Hopefully this will be the third time is a charm scenario. And speaking of threes, we're going to talk about the 3 intelligence traps and how you can escape them. So let me break down exactly how your intelligence is currently sabotaging your financial success. And more importantly, what you really want to know is how to fix it. So intelligence trap number 1, we've all heard this one, analysis paralysis. The problem here is smart people see all the variables, every single one of them. Sometimes maybe even a few of them that are hiding in the shadows. You understand market risk, you understand competitive threats, and you understand potential future failure points. So what do? Well, obviously, you research, you plan, and you optimize until the opportunity just goes sailing right past you. Let's talk about the Wright brothers and their solution. While Samuel Langley spent $70,000 in government funding trying to build the perfect aircraft, Orville and Wilbur Wright succeeded with less than $1,000. Why? Because they had a bias towards action that allowed them to discover more crucial control elements than any theorist could ever, right? Actually, they discovered some of the critical control elements that many of the theorists completely missed. So here's your action plan for trap number 1. Set a research deadline. I want you to do your research, right? You want to get some knowledge, but give yourself, exactly 7 days to do your research about any new opportunity. Maybe you say 3 days. Heck, with all the AI opportunities out there, you could say, I'm going to spend 48 hours doing real deep learning research. Yeah. And then use the good enough principle. If something is 70% there, launch it. Just get it out there. Test and iterate. And that's the step number 3. You want to implement the test and iterate approach. Start small, learn fast, and adjust quickly, right? You want to be like Sugar Ray Leonard of entrepreneurial movements. You just want to bob, weave, and jab, right? Okay. So let's go to intelligence trap number 2. And this is the smart kid identity protection. Yeah. Because the problem here is maybe you've been praised for being smart your entire life. It's one of the foundations of your personality. Now, you avoid challenging situations because you're afraid of losing that smart person label. Yeah. Stanford psychologist Carol Dweck called this a fixed mindset. You won't ask questions that might make you look uninformed. Right? We know some of those people. Go ahead, raise your hands. Maybe you were one of them at one time. Okay. Let me give you a real world example here. I was looking up to coach a woman who never asked questions on our group calls. We would get on and she would just listen, take notes. And so one time I called her out about it. She admitted that she didn't want anyone to think she didn't know what she was doing. So on the next call, she did ask a basic question, which is awesome, right? She asked her about some of the automation tools that are out there. And that question led to her cutting costs in half and doubling her business over the course of the next, 190 or 120 days?
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
The Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
Because she pulled down the veil and asked a question, knowing that's why she was there, because she didn't know everything. So here's your action plan in this one. Write down one thing you avoid doing because you're scared you might look incompetent or a little less smart. Yeah, okay. Number 2, you want to identify who you're trying to impress by not doing that one thing. Is it yourself? Is it your mom, your dad, your spouse? Hopefully it's not your spouse. They should love you anyway. And then this week, go ahead and ask one dumb question that could potentially unlock a real breakthrough for you. Okay. So that brings us to intelligent trap number 3. And this is the broken risk radar. The problem here is smart people overestimate risk and just go ahead and play it safe. You see, you smart folks out there, you see all the ways something could stumble and bumble and trip and fail. So you choose the quote unquote safe option that guarantees you no or slow progress. So let's talk about Yahoo versus a FedEx example. Yahoo passed on buying Google twice. Once for $1 million. They had the opportunity to buy Google. And then later refused again to pay $5 billion with a B to buy Google again. Why? Because they overthought the damn opportunity. Meanwhile, let's go over to FedEx. Founder Fred Smith took his last $5,000 to Vegas, was lucky enough to gamble and win $27,000 at blackjack, and used that to save the company. That's smart versus dumb risk assessment. Okay. Might be a little bit of an extreme example, but you get what I'm coming from here. So let's talk about your risk calibration system here. 1, you want to identify your scary investment. What business investment is scaring you right now? Maybe you know it's a good idea, but got you quivering in your boots a little bit. Yeah. 2, calculate the percentage. What percent of your annual income is this investment? Is it 1%? Is it 50? Is it 99 on the extreme scale? And then apply the failure test. If you knew you could not fail, would you place that bet? Would you make that bet on this investment? Yeah. Some of you are going, well, yeah, of course, if I wouldn't fail, then go for it. Because remember, the biggest risk really is taking no risk, right? I can remember way back when, wow, I'm going to date myself, 80s, 90s. I spent $18 on a business book. And back then, that felt huge. Now I realized that every single one of the investments I've paid out over the course of my life, 63 plus years on this planet, has paid dividends. Okay, let me give you 3 dumb strategies that can create opportunities for you. Strategy number 1, model, then modify. Here's the thing. I know everyone wants to be different. Stop trying to be original about every damn thing. Just be you, and that's original enough. Find someone succeeding at what it is you do right now, copy their first 3 steps, and then modify it to fit who you are after you gain a little momentum. You don't need to rewrite the rule book. Entrepreneurs who copy existing business models have about a 20% higher survival rate than those who innovate from scratch. Okay? Strategy number 2, this is your zone of genius focus. So basically, you want to be strategically dumb about everything except your one core strength. This is the Japanese concept of ikigai. Here's what you want to do. You want to ask yourself these 4 questions. What do I love doing? Whatever it is. Maybe you love social media. Maybe you love YouTube. Maybe you love gardening. Maybe you love working on cars. I don't know what it is. You know what it is. Number 2, what are you naturally good at? Could be 2 separate things there. Could be the same thing. What does the world need? And what do you get paid for? And somewhere in there, there's an overlap. And in that overlap, that, my friends, is where you go in. Everything else, you should be acting like the 3-year-old child and say, I don't know. Okay? You feel me? Okay. Let's go to strategy number 3. This is simple scales. I want you to use the 5 1s framework. And that's 5 1s. And those 5 1s are 1 target market, 1 product, 1 conversion method, 1 traffic channel, and 1 year commitment. Because here's the real deal here, ladies and gentlemen. Complexity kills. David Tran built Hoi Fung Foods into a $1 billion company with almost 0 big fat goose egg advertising. He focused on 1 core product, simple scales, and it scales a whole lot faster. Look, I've been in the game long enough to know the difference between hype and reality. And this isn't about dumbing yourself down here. I don't want you to get this wrong. It's about getting smart about how you use your intelligence. The gap between people who take action and people who keep planning is getting bigger and bigger and bigger every single day. So while you're hiding behind building that perfect strategy, other parents are out there building their escape plan using AI-powered side hustles with tools like ChatGPT and Claude and everything else that's out there. That's why I created the AI Escape Plan newsletter. It is your roadmap to more money, more freedom, and more of what really truly matters. And hopefully that's your family. But whatever it is for you, I'm cool. I back it. Each week, I deliver practical AI-powered strategies to help you start, grow, and streamline your side hustle, all designed around protecting your family time and boosting your income. So don't let another week pass by with you wondering, I wonder what if. Yeah, sign up, go over to darkhorseinsider.com, and let's start building your freedom today. So that said, let's step back for a moment here and ask the question, why the hell does this really even matter? I have a job. I'm doing well for my family. I think there's a bigger paradigm shift happening out there right now because we're moving from an economy that rewards credentials. So many of us grew up with, get a college degree, get a good job, and, retire from that good job. It's shifting from rewarding credentials to rewarding results. Your degree is starting to matter less and less and less than your ability to solve real world problems for real people and real businesses. Your IQ matters less than your willingness to take action despite all the uncertainty that you're going to be facing. And let's be honest, you're going to be facing uncertainty no matter what. This is especially true with the current AI revolution. The parents who are winning are not the ones with all the computer science degrees. Mind you, there are some of them with science degrees that are doing well, but they really are the ones that are willing to experiment with those AI tools, experiment, fail fast, and iterate quickly. You've seen them. Right. As soon as AI hit the mainstream, people started peppering. Oh, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this. Oops, I stumbled. I found something else, and then give you something else. The democratization of technology means that execution trumps education. Period. Hard stop. Your ability to ship something imperfect beats someone else's ability to plan out something perfect. Yeah, quite often they never get it out the door, so they just plan it to death. The future, I think, belongs to the parents who stop asking, can I do this? And start asking, what am I going to build first? So that said, let me give you your whiskered wisdom for this week. Intelligence without action is just expensive entertainment. Yeah. So here's your specific action I want you to do this week. Go ahead and pick one dumb thing that you've been avoiding because it seems too simple or beneath your intelligence level. Yeah, I know it'll seem silly. Maybe it's starting a basic Etsy shop. Maybe it's starting a simple newsletter like mine, okay? Or maybe it's asking for help with something you think you should already know. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. That's usually where the big breakthroughs come out of, okay? Do that one dumb thing this week. Not because you're not smart enough for something better, because you are smart enough to know that done is way better than perfect, okay? The uncomfortable truth is that your intelligence might right now be your biggest obstacle to your side hustle success, to your family success, to your financial success. But unlike your IQ, this is something you can actually change and change fast. You can choose to act despite uncertainty. You can choose to start before you feel ready. And you can choose to value progress over perfection. Your potential clients and your bank account don't care about your damn test scores. They only care about the value that you create for them and you capture in the world around you. And that starts with your very next action, even if you think it's a dumb one. Stop being so smart about why you can't start and start being smart about how you will start. With that, I'm going to leave you as I always do. Think successfully and take action.
Hey, my Dark Horse entrepreneurs, thanks for investing your precious time with us today. I know that between soccer practice and bedtime stories, every single minute counts. And that's exactly why I created the Dark Horse Insider, your weekly dose of digital marketing strategies, all designed specifically for my busy entrepreneurs, especially my busy parent entrepreneurs. If you're ready to turn those small buckets of time into profitable momentum, head on over to darkhorseinsider.com. darkhorseinsider.com and join our free newsletter, because we Dark Horses do not just run the race, we change how the race is won. Until next time, think successfully and take action. darkhorseinsider.com.